Hey guys, what's going on? We got to be a little bit quiet here. We're a little bit exhausted. The rest of the house is resting and asleep. So, David and I, we are back. For me, personally, this is capping off my day in the life video, WWE Fayettville, the house show at WWE Live at the Crown Complex, Crown Coliseum in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And so, yeah, we're here to do the review of the show for my channel, and we are also recording this for David's channel. So, overall, I do want to say that just today as a whole has been such an unbelievable day. It really has.
Definitely.
And, it's almost like I feel like a really lucky person. I may have not met, personally, Becky Lynch. But when she likes your tweet, uses your picture on her Instagram, I just feel, and plus you find her action figure earlier in the day, to me, that says something. I'm overwhelmed with this happiness and joy. And this is the reason why I'm a WWE fan and will take that to the grave with me. We may not always agree, we may not always be happy with the storylines, but take it from me, take it from Boston fan, from Chris, that sometimes it's just the littlest things that can make somebody feel so good about themselves from what a WWE superstar can do for you. I don't know any other way to put it. I feel like today was just a lucky day. It was a blessing. It was just everything you could imagine all rolled up into one. So, David, do you have anything else to add to that before we get started with the review?
Well, yeah, with that, just by how things went, like we were trying to kill time and everything, trying to figure out other stuff to do, keep us busy throughout the day. And then when you go to the shows, they tend to go actually really quickly, like we were talking about earlier before this. And now basically it's over just like that, so yeah, it's crazy how that works out.
It went by quick like a hiccup.
Yeah.
Today's the day we were waiting for it, and it went by like that, just like David said. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and give you a review of this WWE Live, hashtag WWE Fayetteville show that we went to. We kicked everything off with an Intercontinental title match. It was supposed to be an Intercontinental title match.
What we all thought.
From what we all thought, but then The Miz comes down and he says, I don't have to put the title on the line. And he put it on and it was him and Maurice.
Yeah.
And they were taking on his opponent for TLC, Dolph Ziggler. Now, Dolph Ziggler, this guy never surprises me one bit with his act, his in-ring ability, his friendliness to the WWE fans, to wanting to garner that attention, to be a top superstar. And he is. I mean, to me, Dolph Ziggler, he might be a Shawn Michaels wannabe, but he is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a more friendlier superstar, probably, than Shawn Michaels. But I'm just basing that on things I've heard about HBK, even though HBK will forever be my favorite of all time. But the match itself was, I thought it was pretty good. Maurice got herself ejected from ringside. And Dolph Ziggler hits the super kick to get the win. But like I said, the title wasn't on the line. And so we're going to have to wait till TLC. David, what did you think about Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz in a non-title match.
Well, this one surprised me that the title wasn't going to be on the line. So with that said, it was a good match. One of the matches that we've seen a couple times before, to say the least. But this one where we had eventually Maurice, of course, was there. And she was in her ring gear. I thought eventually she would be wrestling that night. Even though it was kind of weird in the advertisement that it was announced as a triple threat Intercontinental Championship match featuring Maurice, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz, which is weird, but it wasn't that way, obviously, of course. But with that said, Maurice was ejected after a while. She was taken to the back, and then we had Dolph Ziggler ending up getting the win, which is fine with me, so can't go wrong with that. And The Miz did badmouth us eventually, of course, but that didn't bother you because you still cheered him on anyway.
Right, yeah, no matter what the trash talk was that came out of The Miz's mouth,
Yeah.
we still liked him. At least I did.
Yeah.
I like The Miz.
Crazy, yeah.
I'm a fan of his, and that's just me. But the next match was a 10, was it the 10-man tag?
It was, yes, a
10-man
tag team match.
So you had the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley. You had Apollo Crews, and you had the American Alpha taking on the team of the Ascension, Kurt Hawkins, and the Vaudevillains.
Yes.
This match was fun. It was an extremely fun match, and of course, it's a WWE house show. The good guys got the win. The win against the Ascension, Kurt Hawkins, and the Vaudevillains. So overall, like I said, to me, honestly, this was just a straight up fun match.
Yeah.
David?
For me, it was definitely a great match. I would say definitely match of the night, most likely for sure. Especially with the whole back and forth action too that I've seen. So maybe one of the matches.
It was, but I'm not sure if it was match of the night. I'm sure it's up there for candidate, but
yeah.
David, what was the next match? Show us what the next match was.
Well, with the next match, I want to say right after that was the Baron Corbin match.
Yep, it was the Baron Corbin match, and he took on Jack Swagger, Weed the People. And so, give us the details of the match, David.
Well, the details, basically, we saw Jack Swagger basically try everything that he could to be able to take out Baron Corbin, try to get in that ankle lock and everything, but Baron Corbin did win, but that was not all because not only did we have one Baron Corbin match, we had numero dos Baron Corbin matches in one night. Yes.
Yep, the Lucha Dragon himself, Kalisto, came down.
And that was awesome to see Kalisto.
Yeah, it was awesome to see Kalisto, and so he came down, and it was an unsanctioned match, and Kalisto ended up getting the win. He got the win because of a Hurricanrana, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, yeah.
And that was a little bit messed up because then you got Baron Corbin, and people in the crowd in the first two rows were heckling the hell out of him during the Jack Swagger Baron Corbin match.
Yeah.
And Jack Swagger, let me tell you guys something about Jack Swagger. He was wearing long johns underneath his singlet. That's messed up. That was messed up.
Well, the only reason why I can see that happening, granted it was cold in the arena, but that's the only reason I
But
can
you're
see
wrestling.
Yeah.
You're being physical.
Other than that,
I don't
that
know.
was different, I guess.
But it was different, and so Baron Corbin was 1-1 for tonight at WWE Fayettville Live.
So I do expect that match happening at TLC.
Yeah.
The second match.
Yep. And so we had an intermission after that. and what happens after the intermission.
Mm-hmm.
We had Bray Wyatt versus Kane, and Bray Wyatt had Luke Harper with him at ringside. Now, this is a match we've seen all year long. We've seen it every single WWE event we've gone to, whether it's the Crown Complex or whether it was the PNC Arena. We saw this match every single freaking time. And it doesn't get it. It's the same stuff. Yeah, this time you had Luke Harper kind of trying to get a little bit involved.
Mm-hmm.
But for what it was worth, WWE Live, Kane versus Bray Wyatt. Who do you think got the win? It was Kane.
Kane got the Kane.
Yeah, it's gotta be Kane. Kane got the win, and not much more can be said about that. David?
Yeah, I mean, you basically said it right there. Whether it be either Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, even though they do switch things up, do different stuff, but Kane and Bray Wyatt, in a way, is basically the same. So, I mean, I was actually hoping for Bray to get the win, since he's been doing good as of late. We saw how well he did at Survivor Series. But, of course, like you mentioned too earlier, and you'll see a theme with this, that the baby faces tend to actually win each time when they're at house shows, just about, it seems.
Yep. David, introduce the next match.
Now, the next match I want to say is the tag team title match.
Yes, we had the tag team titles on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And it featured the tag team champions, of course, Rhino and Heath Slater, taking on Breezango. David, what do you think about this match?
Well, one thing is for sure, the Fashion Police didn't get the titles. Although, even though I would like to see at some point, it doesn't happen often for that to happen. So, maybe the titles eventually at some point will change hands, but it doesn't need to be that way. But it would have been a cool idea. So with that being said, I'm fine with Heath Slater and Rhino retaining their tag team titles.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze got gored right out of his little police uniform.
And that was dope to see the gore.
1, 2, 3, Heath Slater and Rhino get the win.
Mm-hmm.
And not much more that can be said.
Yeah.
They really can't. Next match, we had a fatal five-way match for the Women's Championship.
Yeah.
You had Nikki Bella, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Natalya, and of course, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, the Straight Fire, Becky Lynch. And to me, this match was really well put together.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, it went everywhere. It went to the outside. You had Carmella. Carmella was the redheaded stepchild in this match. I mean, they kept throwing her out. Everybody in the match just kept throwing her out of the ring. So really, it came down to Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much that versus Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch. So, with that being said, even Nikki Bella got mixed up with Becky Lynch. They fought, but at the end of the day, Becky Lynch, she did put the disarmor on Alexa Bliss, and I'm hoping we see that this Sunday. So Alexa Bliss, I hope she doesn't get the belt this Sunday. However, I do have a sick feeling that she is, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Becky Lynch retains the title at TLC, because Becky Lynch gave the disarmor to Alexa Bliss to make Alexa Bliss tap out, and she got the win in the match, and I couldn't be happier. We got a lot of good pictures, and all I'm going to say is the damn pole and the sign got in my way. That's all you guys. That's all you guys need to know. If you want the details about it, leave the comments below. But at any rate, I'm very, very, very happy with this match. And like I was talking about the outcome of it, the tweet, the Instagram, I'm just totally happy with the match. David?
Yeah, this was another great match I really enjoyed. I wasn't expecting all those women to show up. I was expecting maybe 2 women's matches, but we got the Fatal 5-way that made up for it, which is cool. So we got to see most of the women there for the SmackDown's women's roster and the women's title on the line. So Becky Lynch coming out and retaining her title, which is cool, and had a really cool backstory to it. And yeah, it was definitely a fun time.
It was definitely a fun time.
Mhm.
And then, David, I want you to introduce the main event.
Well, in the main event, we had a World Heavyweight title match on the line. It was no disqualification. I want to say that, yeah.
Street fight.
Street fight, there you go. Also, when we had, yes, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, but with a last-minute decision, we did have a very special timekeeper at ringside.
Yeah. The special guest timekeeper was none other than James freaking Ellsworth.
Finally got to see him. The latest contracted superstar to SmackDown Live.
Oh my god. I can't believe it myself. I was hoping James Ellsworth was going to be at WWE Live Fayetteville, and he was, because when we heard that there was going to be a special guest timekeeper, I'm like, James Ellsworth, because it could be nobody else. Shane McMahon, I don't think he wasn't in the building. Daniel Bryan wasn't in the building, but it was none other than James freaking Ellsworth. Oh my god.
That was dope. I love it.
Oh my god. And it was a dope match. I mean, AJ Styles even went after poor James Ellsworth on the outside of the ring. He's just being the special guest timekeeper, and AJ Styles goes and picks up James Ellsworth and drops him neck first on the guardrail.
Poor James Ellsworth.
Poor James Ellsworth. I mean, and then they got like the kendo stick involved, and
there was a steel chair involved. We had the steel chair shot that was wedged in between the turnbuckles, and it kind of backfired on AJ Styles by Dean Ambrose. And we saw basically everything from AJ Styles to the calf crusher there to everything else to the phenomenal forearm, almost the Styles Clash. So I believe that the Dirty Deeds, of course.
Yeah, the Dirty Deeds, was put on after the match, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, of course, AJ Styles ended up retaining, but afterwards, there was a beatdown by Dean Ambrose, and James Ellsworth got involved. He was able to get back up and help out his boy Dean Ambrose.
Yep, and then after that, after the match, it was a pose down. It was a great match. I mean, Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles delivered. They were kicking each other's ass from here to Kingdom Come. And it was just overall a great match. And then the chemistry after the match when Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, because you see, Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, they got the last laugh. They really did. Because James Ellsworth, AJ Styles was going after James Ellsworth in the ring after the match was done. And then that enabled AJ Styles to get put in the Dirty Deeds. And then after the match, they did the pose down, everything together in the ring. And it was just, no pun intended, a phenomenal match. It was a phenomenal night, phenomenal day, tremendous. And wow, today was just an ultimate day. So overall, our opinions about WWE Live, David, if you had to put it on a scale, just the live event from 1 to 10, what are you going to give it?
Well, I probably would give it actually a 10, basically. If this was an actual SmackDown Live episode, it would be actually a really great show. But considering with the main event, we do have the world title on the line next Sunday. It will be a ladder match, and that is going to be actually interesting. Maybe they'll have some of those elements in there.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
having James Ellsworth as a special guest timekeeper or a referee or something like that. And that would be pretty cool to see that happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, and for me, on a scale of 1 to 10, yeah, I mean, there was not a whole lot of there was no bullshit involved. Yeah, every single face won with the exception of AJ Styles. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, yeah, today was a 10. The event was a 10. I enjoyed myself. I really did. And today's just been an ultimate day, man.
Yeah.
It's been an ultimate day.
It really has.
So, this is it for the day in the life video. You've got the food reviews, you've got the pickups,
Yeah.
you've got the review of the show, and just couldn't have asked for better. David,
Yeah.
thank you for, sharing
Yeah.
the day with me, brother.
Yeah. Anytime.
And so, we're going to sign off.
Yeah.
We wish you all, both on the Boston Fan 79 V1 YouTube channel
Yeah.
and on the Fort Minor Project YouTube channel, we bid you a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night, everybody. You all take care, and season's beatings.
Yeah.